And the nature of the field, at the heart of every experimental acoustics activity, is converting sound to signal and vice versa. So my first problem was, is this a sensor's SIG, or is it a transducer's SIG, or is it both? Perhaps it's a problem that you'll help me with later on. And as in common with the other SIGs that we've heard about so far this morning, this afternoon, this is very broad and spans many disciplines: industrial NDE, condition monitoring, structural health monitoring, healthcare, biosensing, micromanipulators, and all sorts of industrial sectors are involved. So new sensors facilitate new measurement, and that opens up new areas of research. So the nature of the research areas. Well, I think there's perhaps two groups. There's the sensor developer community, physicists and engineers, looking at new ways to convert sound to signal. And they might do that in, I figured, 3 different ways. By developing new physical processes that convert a mechanical acoustic wave into a digital signal. They might develop new topologies, new ways of studying waveforms, or new structures of sensor. Or there might be new manufacturing processes which facilitate the manufacture of different sorts of sensors. There are also piezoelectric and magnetic materials communities involved, and there are instrument and technique developers, e.g. acoustic emissions, sniffers, QCM, quartz crystal microbalance, that is, surface acoustic wave devices, etc. So this is a very broad context to this SIG. So what are the gaps? What are the gaps in here? Well, what do we have, first of all? So the first thing I did, of course, was I typed in acoustic sensor into Google, and I very quickly got a bit bogged down and overwhelmed by how much stuff was going on in the UK. And I listed a few in there. So what do we have? We have very active groups developing piezoelectric sensors, thin film sensors, sputtered and PVD deposited sensors, hydrophones, seismic sensors, EMATs, electromagnetic, lasers for non-contact ultrasound, QCM, said that already, quartz crystal microbalance, and then molecular sniffers, acoustic emission and vibrations. And we have a huge range of research going on in the UK on different sorts of sensors. So what have we got? Where are the gaps and the opportunities? Well, there might be incremental. I hate using that word incremental in front of the EPSRC. It's the kiss of death to the EPSRC proposals, that word, isn't it? But nevertheless, incremental development of conventional physical sensing methods, size, cost, bandwidth, and flexibility. Novel technologies, especially around films, thin film sensors and array type sensors. Novel manufacturing methods, for example, additive manufacturing processes, printed and thin film sensors sputtered down. I figured there were gaps between what was being used in industrial practice and in the research lab capability, and there's also the emergence of new acoustic instruments based on new types of sensors. And I also saw a gap in the potential for sensors integrated into engineering components. So opportunities for collaborations. Well, first of all, the research community who get to measure what wasn't possible before. So with new types of sensors, there's the opportunity for researchers to investigate new things. Molecular scale sensitivity is a really exciting activity, and in my field, the sensitivity to molecular activity, I look at oils and lubricants and so on, is really an exciting approach. Linking sensor developers with industry and engineers. So I figured we might divide this sensor SIG into 2 groups of people, the dealers and the users. And the first rule of drug dealing is dealers never use their own product. I think we're going to break that in this sensor SIG. Industry 4, new sensors that monitor plant. So for cost and reliability, I think we'll see collaborations involving getting sensors out permanently, mounted sensors like you saw in Bruce's talk earlier on, and sensors integrated into components. Healthcare, I think there's opportunities for collaborations in healthcare, personal monitoring and care from home, and improved medical diagnostics. And environmental monitoring, extreme events, earthquake type behaviours, and environmental noise. So why is the SIG sensors needed as a mechanism? I think everybody's said this so far. They're very broad fields, and as Kirill and Richard spotted, this is something that needs a network process to get there, people communicating. And we need to communicate across the frequencies, the timescales, the bandwidths, and so on. I think there's a diverse community of dealers, physicists, engineers, and material scientists, I'm the only person to have a hoot, haven't I? Thank you. And we engage industry with you, so hoot means get off. Thank you.